Here on the top of the Capitol Dome in Washington, you can see the goddess of freedom, also known as Semiramis, Queen of Babylon, who later became Isis of Egypt. Now, we suggest the dome itself represents the womb of the goddess. So, if the dome represents the womb of the goddess, we should find nearby the phallus of the god, ready to impregnate her and bring forth the spirit of the sun god. And we most certainly do. Facing the dome is the phallus of the sun god, the Washington Monument. During his research for his amazing book, Apollyon Rising 2012, which actually hit #1 in the book charts the day of its release, Dr. Tom Horn travelled to Washington, D.C., where he met with Masons at the House of the Temple, the headquarters of the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite. Horn says these men were very cordial and mostly responsive to his questions. They even confirmed his understanding of the influence of Freemasonry in American history. It was only when he pressed one of them about a ritual called the raising ceremony, the raising of Osiris from the dead, it's also known as, which is conducted in the temple room on the 3rd floor of the building. It's only then that these Masons became evasive and visibly uncomfortable. The reason for this, according to Dr. Horn, is that in addition to the raising ceremony being conducted when members reach the 33rd degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, this strange ceremony is performed without public knowledge in this very temple room at the inauguration of every United States president. Why is that? Because deep esoteric meaning behind Egyptian and Rosicrucian magic that was incorporated into the rites and rituals of Freemasonry hold that the spirit of Osiris can be raised from the underworld and installed, for want of a better term, in the reigning king or president. According to Tom Horn, this is why the US Capitol Dome is laid out so as to face the obelisk, the phallus of the sun god, known as the Washington Monument. An interesting point regarding the obelisk in Washington, the Washington Monument. The column is 6,666 inches high, and each side is 666 inches long. Now, obviously, this cannot be an accident, because we remember that the Antichrist's number in the Bible is 666.
Hi guys, so we have some serious indications towards the symbolic birthing of the Antichrist going on here. Today's report is about a suspicious package threat that's been sent to some military installations in the USA. And as you'll see here on these red dots here, this suspicious package delivery has followed the route of the Potomac River, which just so happens to go between Virginia and Maryland, or Virgin Mary. And this, I'm just kind of looking at it in a new light. When I looked a little bit closer to the geography, I could see that the Potomac River splits between Virginia and Maryland, and that to me resembles a birthing canal, or in this reference with the Potomac River, the waters breaking, and that would make Washington the womb of where this event takes place, the birthing of the Antichrist, the symbolic birthing of the Antichrist. So zoomed out a little bit more just to get a kind of a better reference on it, and then zoomed out even more so, and was surprised to kind of see what I'm thinking is the old lady from the I Pet Goat video with the long nose. You can see the eye here. If you can't see, look a little bit closer. You can see these little fine lines here. They make up the eye, and then you've got the nose down here in the video. When we look here, let's get a clearer picture. Okay, so you can see a hooked nose here. You can see her eye here. And what I think this scene is depicting is, again, a symbolic birthing of the Antichrist. The hand of God coming down like the Immaculate Conception, the blood drying up like Virgin Mary, and then as the scene evolves, we're then shown this bright white light, and we have a bright white light here in the background where the Antichrist is coming from, and the rocks are crashing into the water, representing the water breaking, and he's traveling down the birthing canal. And this part here where it comes up, and kind of all these shadowy grey business-like figures are disintegrated. I believe that is symbolic of Washington, if what I'm taking from the news report today about the suspicious packages and the fact that they're between Virginia and Maryland, referencing the Virgin Mary coming down the Potomac River leading to Washington, which could represent the womb where the Antichrist may come from, then it could be that something happens in Washington. At the moment, all the politicians are on Easter holiday, so they're not currently in Washington, but Donald Trump is. He may go in and go out of Washington over the holiday, but currently he's in Washington.
On March 23rd, we saw that Donald Trump signed an omnibus spending disaster bill, $1.3 trillion. He said that he was very unhappy with a lot of things in this bill, that he would never sign a bill like this again. $1.3 trillion, and over half of that money is for weaponry and for military defense spending. So we see that they are preparing now, and they are prepared for World War III, for Armageddon, and they are pushing forward their agenda for World War. Then we saw on January, where did I get that from? Then we saw on March 25th that Barack Obama was back in Japan. He went to Japan. He had been to Japan on May 27, 2016, where he visited Hiroshima. Hiroshima is one of the only locations. There was only 2 nuclear bombs used in world history. Both of them were in Japan. But he visited Hiroshima on May 27, 2016. And this was a 666-day ritual for his return to Japan on March 25, 2018. And on this day, Barack Obama said his plan was to create 1 million young Barack Obamas. Here is the information on the day count from May 27, 2016 to March 24, 2018. Obama was in Japan March 24th and 25th, 2018. 666 days in between both of those visits. Then after leaving Japan, Barack Obama was heading to Hawaii. Hawaii is his hometown, where his supposed birth certificate is from. And while he is in Hawaii, the news comes out that Hawaii is considering building a statue of Barack Obama for him. And this news came out on the day of the triumphal entry. Nissan 10, triumphal entry, March 27 and March 28. And news comes out of there. They're going to be building a statue for him. Okay, this is after he just said that he wanted to create 1 million young Barack Obamas. Okay, so how do we honor him for that? We build him a statue in his home state. This is happening on the Israeli feast day of Nissan 10, the day of the triumphal entry. Now I want to talk to you about a connection between the son of perdition and the sale of Jesus Christ by Judas for 30 pieces of silver, and a find that they had in Israel on March 26th, just as Obama was arriving in Hawaii, just as he is planning and awaiting for the incarnation event that we are watching for now, between now and this weekend, we see an amazing sign in Israel. Rare coins have been found from 70 AD. This was found on March 26, 2018. An interesting sign, seeing that we are right now in the days before Passover, just as Judas was planning to betray Jesus just before the Passover, selling him for 30 coins. These coins are said to have been in existence from 125 BC to 66 AD, and the coins that were just found were from around 70 AD. These coins are from the same time period as the time from Jesus Christ, and the time when Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. We've talked about the connection between the birthplace of Jesus Christ, Bethlehem. The reason why Barack Obama went to Bethlehem in the Church of the Nativity, into the birthplace of Jesus Christ, and that was the location of the abomination of desolation, according to Daniel, the sanctuary fortress, which is the Church of the Nativity. And now Barack Obama back in Hawaii, in his home state, because he needs to be in his home state for the incarnation. Just as Jesus was in Bethlehem, Jesus was incarnated when he was born in Bethlehem, and then Obama went to Bethlehem, and now Barack Obama is in Hawaii. And this is in preparation for the incarnation event that we are awaiting now. Dow Jones down 500. 500, Antichrist. Dow Jones down 724 points. 724, robbery. Obama born, 7:24 p.m. 7:24 p.m. We have two uses in the Bible of the text son of perdition. Of the word son of perdition, this is only used twice. It's used in John 17:12. It says, "While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled." And then in 2 Thessalonians 2:3, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Okay, we see that the son of perdition, Judas, is the same term that is used for the Antichrist. This is only used twice. This is absolute confirmation that Judas is an Antichrist, was an Antichrist, and that the Antichrist is compared to Judas. The only two people in the Bible that are called the son of perdition. 2 Thessalonians 2:3. And then we see the timing of the incarnation event was when Satan entered Judas at the time of the Last Supper. The timing of the Last Supper, which was Passover night, in Luke 22:3, it says that then Satan entered Judas, surnamed Iscariot, who was numbered among the 12. Then in John 13:27, it says, "Now after the piece of bread, Satan entered him. Then Jesus said to him, What you do, do quickly." So we see that the timing of the incarnation event, the time when Satan entered Judas, was at the time of the Passover meal. The Passover meal. When Satan entered Judas, and then Jesus said to him, what you do quickly. Okay? This is where we are right now. We have just passed Nisan 10. And we are just a few days now, 3 days from this Passover event. Passover on the Hebrew calendar, and at the same time, it's Resurrection Day on the Gregorian Gentile calendar. Now I want to bring this connection to you of what we are looking at on April 1st. I want to bring to everybody's attention that the Nobel Peace Prize that Barack Obama won was for his commitment to nuclear non-proliferation. October 9th, 2009. We know that 1,260 days after that was March 22nd, 2013, the abomination event. Not only Barack Obama went to the birthplace of Jesus Christ, but he signed an agreement with Israel called the Unbreakable Alliance. This is the alliance that he broke 3.5 years later when he failed to veto the resolution from the United Nations. And he allowed the United Nations to bring a resolution against Israel, resolution number 2334.
Here's what I can guarantee. I'll be back. The next time I'm back, I may not be wearing a suit. Yes, we can. That I would bring about the biblical end of days. Now that's a legacy. That's big. The end of the Republic has never looked better. You will never see it coming.
A new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
I'm going to be back. 2017.
I continue to be much more concerned when it comes to our security with the prospect of a nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan. A nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan. Let me just say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends on the right who think I'm planning to unleash some secret agenda. You're absolutely right.
And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
You will never see it coming.
times, but it might just save your life. That's the power of love.
Say you want to see the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Or witness the birth of Christ.
Too loud. I can't believe it. I'm never gonna get a chance to play in front of anybody.
Marty, one rejection isn't the end of the world.
And it don't take money, don't take fame, don't need no credit card to ride this train.
But I need a nuclear reaction to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity. 1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
it on loud.